Hello and welcome to English Podcast with FTJ. I'm your host, FTJ, and this is the place where you can improve your English through simple, clear, and real-life conversations. Whether you're at home, commuting, or just relaxing, get ready to learn, practice, and grow your English skills one episode at a time. Let's get started. Do you want to speak English with confidence? Then the first thing you need to do is let go of perfection. Let me ask you, have you ever felt afraid to speak up because you might make a mistake? Here's the truth: perfection doesn't exist, not even for native speakers. Instead, what matters is being understood. Think about it. You might say, I go to the store yesterday. Is it perfect? No. But will people understand you? Absolutely. Now you might be thinking, but won't people judge me? Trust me, most listeners just want to connect, not critique. Even speakers of Spanish, French, or Chinese make mistakes in their own languages. Every mistake is a learning opportunity of feedback loop. In language learning, that's called error-based learning. It's like falling off a bike. You remember not to do it next time. So relax. Speak without fear. Your goal isn't flawless grammar, it's communication. The more you practice, the easier it gets, and the more your confidence will grow. Have you ever tried shadowing? It's one of the most powerful techniques to sound natural in English. Picture this. You're listening to a podcast, and as the speaker talks, you repeat their words immediately after. Shadowing combines two technical aspects: phonetic mimicry and intonation mapping. What does that mean? It's like being a parrot and a musician at the same time, copying both the words and the melody of English. Let's say you pick a short video. You watch, pause after each sentence, and repeat. Or, if you're feeling bold, try speaking along without pausing. It's challenging, but it trains your ear and your mouth together. Now, some of you might be thinking, isn't this just repeating? Not quite. Shadowing forces your brain to process sounds and produce them instantly, building neural pathways for fluency. Start simple. Even 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Over time, your pronunciation and rhythm keys to sounding fluent will noticeably improve. Ready to give it a try? Let me tell you a secret. Stories help your brain remember words longer. Every time you learn new vocabulary, try weaving those words into a short story. This method taps into semantic association and contextual learning. In simpler terms, when you connect words to a narrative, you build mental links that make recall easier. Imagine learning cat, happy, and play. You could write, once upon a time, there was a happy cat who loved to play in the garden. Now those words aren't just floating around, they're anchored in a memory. Some of you may wonder, what if my story is too simple? That's actually a good thing. Short, creative stories stick better. You can write them down, tell a friend, or even say them aloud to yourself. Make this a habit. The more you use new words, the deeper they embed in your memory. Don't aim for a novel, just have fun, be creative, and watch your vocabulary grow. Let's be honest, learning a new language can feel intimidating, but did you know that relaxation actually improves your learning speed? When you're tense, your cognitive load, the mental effort required, increases. That's why words slip away when you're nervous. Instead, when you're relaxed, your retention rate, how much you remember, jumps up. Think about a time you felt calm and everything just clicked. That's not luck, it's science. Now, you might ask, how do I stay calm when I'm worried about mistakes? Try deep breathing before you speak. Remind yourself mistakes are normal. Practice in supportive environments, maybe with friends who are also learners. Take your time. Speaking slowly and clearly is actually better for communication than rushing. Plus, you get to enjoy the process, a key factor psychologists call intrinsic motivation. So, next time you practice English, remember, a relaxed mind is a learning mind. Make comfort part of your routine, and you'll notice words come much more easily. Ever wish you could practice English and make friends at the same time? Conversation groups are your answer. They're informal, supportive, and perfect for boosting your active vocabulary, the words you can actually use when speaking. Regular meetings create language exposure, which is just a fancy way of saying you get more chances to hear and use English in real contexts. Consistency is key. Weekly chats are better than once-in-a-while marathons. You might be wondering, what if I don't have English-speaking friends? No problem. You can start a group with fellow learners or join online communities. Apps and websites make it easier than ever. Choose topics you care about: movies, hobbies, anything that keeps you interested. The more fun you have, the more motivated you'll be to participate. And here's the magic. As you help and learn from others, your confidence soars. Don't focus on perfect sentences, focus on connection. That's how real-world fluency develops. Let's pretend you're at a restaurant, ready to order in English. Can you do it? Role-playing is a dynamic way to prepare for real-life situations, building both situational fluency and functional vocabulary. Here's how it works. You and a partner pick a scenario, maybe booking a hotel room or asking for directions. One plays the customer, the other the staff. Now you might think, but what if I make a mistake and freeze? That's the whole point. Practice is a safe space to mess up and learn. Each time you try, you build automaticity, which is the skill of responding without overthinking. Switch roles, try new situations. Over time, you'll feel comfortable not just with words, but with the back and forth of real conversation. So next time you travel, shop, or meet new people, you'll already know what to say. Role play today, communicate confidently tomorrow. Do you ever read or hear something in English and wonder if you truly understood it? Here's a great test and a learning tool called paraphrasing. It's all about retelling information in your own words. This technique strengthens comprehension skills and lexical flexibility. In plain English, you check if you got the message and practice saying it differently. Here's how to start. Read a short article or listen to a podcast. Then, without looking, try to explain the main idea in your own words. If you read about a heroic dog, you might say, "The story was about a brave dog who helped a child." Now, some of you may ask, what if I forget details? That's okay. Focus on the main points first. The goal is to understand and communicate the essentials. With practice, you'll find it easier to explain ideas, answer questions, and have real conversations. Paraphrasing isn't just for test sits, a tool for everyday English mastery. Ever feel like your sentences are too short or simple? The expansion technique is your solution. Start with a basic sentence and gradually add details to make it richer. This taps into sentence elaboration and descriptive language. For example, begin with, "I have a cat." Add details, "I have a small black cat." Go further. "I have a small black cat that loves to chase red balls." Now, you might wonder, will this really help me sound more fluent? Absolutely. Native speakers naturally expand their sentences, and this technique trains your brain to do the same. Try this with any topic. Describe your day, your favorite food, or your hometown. The more you practice, the easier it gets to add color and clarity to your communication. Soon, you'll find yourself expressing ideas with confidence and detail. Remember, fluency is about saying more with ease, not just speaking faster. Here's a question. What's the real secret to mastering English? It's not talent, it's habit. Daily practice creates language immersion and muscle memory, two essential ingredients for progress. You might be thinking, but I'm too busy. Don't worry, 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough to see results. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Small actions every day keep your skills fresh. Mix up your practice. Listen to music, watch videos, read short texts, or talk to yourself about your plans. Variety keeps learning interesting and covers multiple skills at once. Consistency beats intensity. A little every day is better than a lot once a week. This steady exposure helps your brain retain and use new information more easily. So, set a daily reminder and make English part of your routine. Over time, you'll be amazed at how much you've improved, all thanks to regular, bite-sized practice. Let's wrap up with a crucial tip. Set realistic goals and track your progress. Without a plan, it's easy to feel lost or discouraged, but with clear targets, every small win adds up. This is called goal-oriented learning, and it relies on self-assessment. In simple terms, you decide what you want, maybe to order food in English, or have a 5-minute conversation, and check your progress along the way. Now, you might be thinking, what if I don't reach my goal right away? That's okay. Learning is a journey, not a race. Adjust your targets as needed and celebrate every improvement. Keep a notebook or use an app to track what you've learned. Looking back will show you just how far you've come. Progress isn't always obvious day to day, but over weeks and months, it adds up. Remember, every step counts. Set clear, achievable goals, track your growth, and reward yourself for sticking with it. That's the path to confident, lifelong English learning. Have you ever tried to describe something in English, but your sentence just felt flat? Like saying, I play. Well, let me tell you a story. When I first started learning English, my sentences were as plain as white bread. Here's a powerful technique: sentence expansion. Think of your sentence as a skeleton, and your job is to add flesh to the bones. For example, instead of I play, try I play with a red ball. See the difference? Suddenly, your listener can picture what's happening. This process uses two key terms: adjectives, words that describe things, and phrases, groups of words that give extra detail. You might ask, but isn't it hard to think of more details? Not really. Just ask yourself who, what, where, when, why, and how. Now you might be thinking, do I have to do this every time I speak? At first, yes, it feels slow, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you'll be painting pictures with your words without even trying. Try writing your expanded sentences in a notebook. Over time, you'll see progress, and reviewing them gives you a confidence boost. Remember, describing things clearly is a key to mastering English. Let me ask you, which is better, studying English for 3 hours once a month or 15 minutes every day? Most people think more is better, but when it comes to language, consistency wins every time. Here's why. Your brain forms neural pathways connections that get stronger the more you use them. Think of learning like watering a plant. A little each day helps it grow strong, but a flood once a month just drowns it. Now, you might be skeptical. Can I really improve with just a few minutes a day? Absolutely. Daily practice keeps English fresh in your mind, helping you remember vocabulary and grammar rules. I recommend setting a specific time for practice, like right after breakfast. Make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth. Remember, small steps add up. Over a year, your 15 minutes a day becomes hours of real progress. That's how you build lasting language skills. Raise your hand if you've ever been afraid of making mistakes in English. I know I have. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not your enemy, they're your best teacher. Let me introduce two concepts: growth mindset and error correction. A growth mindset means believing you can improve with effort. Error correction means learning from what went wrong. Think about it. Even native speakers make mistakes. The key is to keep communicating. Ask yourself, did I get my idea across? That's more important than perfect grammar. Now, you might be thinking, but what if people laugh at me? Believe me, most listeners appreciate your effort. Plus, every error is a clue showing you exactly where you can improve. So, next time you fumble a word, smile and keep going. Every mistake brings you one step closer to fluency. Have you ever felt stuck, like you're not making progress? Here's a secret: every little step counts. Let's talk about celebrating small wins. In language learning, we call this positive reinforcement. When you reward yourself for small achievements like learning 5 new words, you encourage your brain to keep going. You might wonder, isn't that childish? Not at all. Even professional athletes use this strategy. I once knew a student who gave herself a sticker for every new phrase she learned. Silly? Maybe? Effective? Absolutely. Ask yourself, what did I do today that I couldn't do yesterday? That's progress. Even the smallest improvement deserves recognition. So, celebrate your wins, big or small. Motivation grows every time you acknowledge how far you've come. Let's face it, comparing ourselves to others is almost automatic. But when it comes to language learning, it can really hold you back. Here's the technical term: individual learning curve. Everyone's curve looks different. Some people pick up vocabulary quickly, others master pronunciation. Now you might be asking, why can't I speak as well as my friend? The answer is simple. Your path is your own. Comparing yourself just adds unnecessary pressure. Let me tell you, I once felt discouraged when a classmate advanced faster, but focusing on my journey let me appreciate my strengths and work on my challenges. So, next time you're tempted to compare, remember, your progress is real and valuable. Keep your eyes on your own growth, and you'll go further. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'll never be fluent? Those thoughts can really drag you down. Enter positive affirmations. An affirmation is a simple, positive statement you repeat to yourself. Psychologists call this cognitive reframing, changing how you see challenges. You might wonder, does it really work? Science says yes. When you say, I can do this, your brain actually starts to believe it. Let's try it together. Say, I am getting better at English every day. Feels good, doesn't it? Make this a daily habit, especially when you feel stuck. Remember, your mindset shapes your reality. Choose affirmations that empower you and watch your confidence soar. Here's a question. When was the last time you spoke English out loud, not just in your head? Speaking is where your skills really come alive. Two crucial terms here: active production using language and passive recognition, just understanding it. Real growth happens when you move from passive to active. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have anyone to talk to. No problem. Try talking to yourself, recording your thoughts, or joining online English groups. Let me tell you, the first time I spoke with a native speaker, my heart raced, but every conversation made the next one easier. Don't wait for perfection. The more you speak up, the faster your English will improve. Take that first step today. Want to spice up your English practice? Try role switching. It's a game changer for your conversation skills. Here's how it works. You and a partner take turns asking and answering questions. This builds two skills: question formation and spontaneous response. Let's imagine your friend asks, "What's your favorite food?" You answer, then swap, you ask, they answer. Suddenly, the conversation becomes dynamic. You might be wondering, what if I don't have a partner? Try both roles yourself or use online language exchange apps. Practicing both sides boosts your confidence and flexibility. Role switching trains you to think quickly and keep conversations flowing. It turns practice from a chore into something fun and interactive. How do you know you're really improving? One powerful tool is writing. Let's dive into why keeping a notebook can supercharge your progress. This is all about self-reflection and active recall. When you write down new words or expanded sentences, you make the knowledge stick. You might say, isn't writing slow? It can be, but it's worth it. Every entry shows you what you've learned and where you need more practice. I remember flipping through old notebooks and realizing just how much my English had improved. Those pages became a record of my journey. So grab a notebook and make writing part of your routine. You'll be amazed at the progress you see over time. Did you know millions of people learn English without a teacher? It's true. With the right strategies, you can be your own best teacher. Two important ideas here: autonomy, taking control of your learning, and resourcefulness, finding what you need online or in books. Now, you might be thinking, where do I start? Begin with simple goals. Use free resources, podcasts, videos, news, articles tailored to your level. Let me tell you a story. My friend Maria learned English by watching TV shows and keeping a vocabulary list. Step by step, she became fluent, no classroom required. Remember, you have everything you need to succeed. Be curious, experiment, and trust your ability to learn. You can do this. Thanks for listening to English Podcast with FTJ. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow and share it with your friends. Keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, every day is a step closer to fluency. See you next time.